So for a couple years now, I've always been obsessed with creating the perfect desk setup ever since I think it was high school when I started clearing my desk and setting up a aesthetic workspace for my school. And a few years later, I think I finally hit my ultimate dream setup. Like literally, I don't know what to upgrade anymore. I think I've hit it. I've done it. And I wanted to show it with you guys. So if you guys don't know me, I am Kai Notebook. I am a content creator and I'm also a third-year medical student. So I want to show you guys what my dream setup looks like. And for those asking me,
I thought the last video was your last desktop video, your last desk review. Like, I thought that was your last one.
well, I want to show you guys a sort of more personal approach to my desk setup, and I want to explain what I pretty much do and why I bought these and everything, instead of just showcasing each item on my desk. I feel like that's a bit more productive, I guess. Anyway, let's get started with the desk tour. Starting with the room itself. So just to give a bit of context to this room, this actually used to be my gym. And as you can see in the background, I have not one, not two, but I have literally 4 instruments. You don't see the last one, but there's one right over here as well. So to give a bit of context, before I became very inspired to do my medical path or my dental medical path, I actually wanted to become a musician. Because ever since I was young, I actually played the instruments and I played them actually pretty well, I would say. In my age, I'm not that great anymore because, you know, adulting, you start to realize your skills are not that special anymore. But anyway, I used to play a lot of guitar, piano, and drums, and I wanted to keep that passion alive. And actually, I wanted to become a music producer and a sort of artist before choosing dental med. Now, the thing is, I still want to pursue that. I still want to take music seriously. That's why I have so much instruments, especially my guitars and my MIDI controllers and my pianos, because music is really a big part of me. And you may be asking me, but Kai, where the heck is your songs? Like, you don't have any music out. And I have no excuse for that. I haven't been making music because honestly, I just feel like I haven't really set the time for it, because for the past few months, I've just been so busy with other things. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I intend to make music serious next year. Anyway, alright, so the first thing that I want to show you guys is the desk itself, because I feel like that is kind of the most notable difference between my desk setup and my previous desk setups. And the reason why I'm standing right now is that it is a standing desk. That was such a lame joke. But this is a desk from FlexiSpot. They actually sponsored a video for me before, but I actually purchased this. So their desks are relatively good. And of course, like every standing desk, it's very useful, especially if you want to work while standing. The main issue though, and I really want to warn people when buying a standing desk, don't worry, this is not sponsored. I bought this with my own hard-earned money, is how wobbly it is. Like, yes, it is sturdy, but if you have things that get shaken very easily, you're gonna get annoyed by this a lot. Like, I get annoyed by this a lot. It's not something of a deal breaker, and I could have bought a more expensive desk with 4 legs instead of 2, but that's like twice as expensive. I'm not paying twice the money just to make it wobble less. I've got it in a mahogany color because of the floor mainly, and I kind of wanted to go for a more warm tone. I didn't want to just buy black and white because that was my brand. I wanted to change it up a bit, so I went with this mahogany color, and I think it's really well suited for this room, especially with the gray accents of the acoustic panels and also the plants as well with the plots. The pots, not the plots. And yeah, it just gives a very cozy vibe to my desk. The problem with this desk though is that it's very easy to make marks here. So if I'm just gonna do this, you can already see like sweat marks or like marks where you've touched it, and like every desk, you're going to put your hands on it, and every time I do, I have to wipe it like every day just to make it look clean. Yeah, I had to literally wipe it before recording this video, so yeah, that's how you know that YouTube videos are fake and orchestrated by everyone. All right, moving on to the computer that is powering this whole setup, and that is this Mac Studio. So this Mac Studio that I bought recently is the main computer that's powering pretty much this whole entire setup. And now you may be wondering why I bought a Mac instead of a Windows, because I've personally been a Windows user for almost my entire life. If you look at my literal top video, for some reason, it's how to make your desktop Windows aesthetic. I don't know why that's the top video in this channel, but whatever, we're gonna go with it. But the reason why I bought a Mac is because number one, I wanted a more work-oriented computer. Like, don't get me wrong, Windows is great. The problem is that I kind of have horrible self-control. I love playing games. When you buy a Mac computer, you don't really buy a Mac computer for gaming, and that's kind of why I bought one. Another reason, and this is kind of the main reason, is that my laptop has been running slow for the past few days and I really needed an upgrade. And I came to a crossroad where it's like, okay, do I go all in on like work and, you know, production, or do I still stick to Windows? And I bit the bullet and I bought myself a Mac Studio. And let me just say, it is so freaking fast. Rendering and just general graphic intensive activities is so great. Music production, really great. One thing that I did not expect to really love from this is just how quiet this thing is. This thing is more quiet than my speakers on idle. Yeah. So for example, when I'm recording a voiceover here, I don't have to cancel any noise. It literally is producing no sound. So I don't know, it's something that I've never thought to really appreciate from Mac computers. So yeah, there's that. Now, one major complaint that I have about the Mac Studio is not necessarily the hardware itself, but more of the OS. Of course, as a Windows user, I had to get used to Mac OS, which was fine, but the folder system is so ass. For example, instead of putting the whole name, they put a dot for some reason, and whenever I click on it, I have no way of reading the entire file name. I have to look at the info, and then I have to look at this separate tab, and then it just shows me the whole title. Like, it's so inconvenient compared to Windows, where I can just hover over an item and it will just show me the title. You know, the fact that I am handling a lot of files, especially as a content creator, like footage or documents or whatever, just having this file system is just so frustrating for some reason. So yeah, I guess that's one of the complaints I have about Mac. But other than that, this has been working great so far and I have no complaints whatsoever. And just want to add one more thing. The SD card reader on this computer is just so helpful.
So as a student who has a lot of things going on in his life, so for example, school, YouTube, gym, and more, it's very imperative that I plan my day wisely in order for me to achieve all those things that I want to do. From my time in school, to my time going to the gym, or my time studying and more. And this is where Akiflow comes in. I save so much time just planning using Akiflow. Essentially, for those who don't know, Akiflow is an all-in-one flexible calendar that can do it all. Think of it like a smart calendar. It's a calendar, a task system, and an assistant for your scheduling. There's so many integrations that you can integrate into Akiflow. So for example, it can sync with your work and life. You can integrate your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, and more if you have multiple calendars for your work or for your personal schedule. Akiflow also has this very cool task manager with a lot of features as well. So for example, they have an Eisenhower matrix where you could assign different priorities for your tasks. You could even set your deadlines to weeks, months, etc. and drag them straight into the calendar. You could even have tags for different tasks and so much more. And you can even see your own progress with the statistics feature. One unique feature that they have that other apps don't is their routine feature. So essentially you can plan your day ahead using their night or day routine feature, which is something that I use pretty much every day when planning my days. And of course now, Akiflow actually has their own executive AI assistant called Aki. Essentially, think of it like a virtual assistant to help managing your time in a much easier way. All you have to do is talk to Aki and it can manage your schedule for you. So if you guys want to take control of your time and if you want to really have a smart way of organizing your time and your tasks, then I would highly recommend Akiflow. You can check down the link in the description. I've been personally using Akiflow for a year now and I can personally say it's been great. Anyway, back to the video.
Alright, moving on to the audio interface, I just want to go a brief overview of the audio interface. So this is the Focusrite 1212. So if you want to power a microphone like this is the Audio Technica AT2020, you have to power this with a 48 volt power supply, which is what audio interfaces are for. So as you can see, there is a 48 volt option here. So if I turn this on, it basically arms my microphone for recording. And you could even see it recording my voice right now, or at least picking up my voice. However, I'll be turning that off right now. On the right here we have is my DT770 Pros. These are my studio monitor headphones, and I've been using them for the past year now, and they're great. They're really comfortable and they're great studio monitor headphones. If you guys don't know what studio monitor headphones are for, basically these headphones are flat in frequency, so it's not bass boosted, it's not high-end boosted, it's just flat, meaning that you have the most accurate sound profile when listening to something, which is great for editing or for audio engineering or something. I'm a medical student. Why am I doing this? And finally, the oldest item in this desk is this Edifier speaker. I've been using this for almost a couple years now, and they have been flawless so far. So no complaints here whatsoever. All right, moving on to my favorite part of this desk setup, and I think this is what makes my desk setup complete in a way. And it's this big ass thing that you're staring right now. This is the Samsung Odyssey G8 monitor. I've always wanted an ultra-wide OLED monitor, and I've never really found one that was affordable. And the thing is, I've been looking for monitors and they're all so freaking expensive. Like, don't get me wrong, this was very expensive. I even bought it on like a 30% sale, and it's still so expensive for a monitor. But I've always wanted a ultra-wide OLED monitor, and here we are. This popped into my desk setup. And the reason why this is probably my favorite part of my desk setup is just because of how wide my screen is when I edit. I have so much space here now. I can put my files here, my effects here, my timeline here without feeling like it's cramped. Because whenever I edit with Premiere Pro, I tend to feel a bit cramped, especially with my regular monitor, which I know this is just me complaining about the most little things in life, but I always want to have a big screen real estate, and now I have it. Now, one quirky thing about this monitor, and I did not expect this at all, but this is actually also a TV as well. So when you buy this monitor, it actually comes with this remote. I promise this is not sponsored by Samsung, although Samsung, please sponsor me. Why would they sponsor me? Like, I bought Apple products. Anyway, this should be a testament of how much I love Samsung and Apple. Apple, Samsung. But yeah, the quirky thing about this monitor is that it's actually a TV as well. So you can just control the menu with the remote. So I just press home. You have your Samsung built-in TV. This feels like a sponsored segment. I'm not sponsored by Samsung. I don't really use this feature because I don't watch while I'm working. Although during times where I do invite friends over, or whenever I'm just taking a break, I go here and I just watch Netflix or Disney. Okay, the thing is, I haven't been spending a lot of time watching movies because I've been just so busy prioritizing anything else. But yeah, if ever I do want to watch something with my friends or my family or myself, of course, I would just go here. Oh shit, K-pop Demon Hunters. All right, and finally, I want to show you guys a little periphery tour. I did showcase this on my last desktop tour, but I want to showcase you what I've added on my desk. So of course, we have my Logitech mouse. This is the MX Master Pro. I've been using this for the past few months now, and I've actually grown to love it. It's actually very comfortable to use, especially when working. And of course, this is my main keyboard from LumenKey. This is probably the best sounding keyboard that I've ever had in my life. It's so creamy, and it also has ceramic keycaps. So this is sort of my end game, sort of poppy, creamy keyboard. So this is what it sounds like. So freaking satisfying. Next we have is something that I didn't show in my last desk tour, but this is a Magic Pad from Apple. So this serves as a sort of touchpad for the computer. So I kind of needed this because I do graphic design here and there. Like, weirdly, I do have experience there, which is why I'm able to design wallpapers for my channel, as well as, you know, create Notion templates as well. Notion templates, make landing pages for my website. This touchpad makes it so useful simply because I can just drag around the file or the document or the art I'm working on, or even the timeline in Premiere Pro. I can just drag it around. And finally, the last one that I want to show you is probably a very niche product, but this is from Keyboom. This is a macro pad. So they actually gave this to me for free, and this actually sounds really nice as well. But what this does is it's essentially my macro pad for editing. So I assign each key a different function. So for example, if I want to enlarge a footage, I just have to press this one. If I want to add color grading, I just add this one. It's very useful as a macro pad, especially for editing, and this could be useful as well for streaming if I want to, let's say, change scenes or whatever. And it even has 3 knobs as well. So this is also not sponsored by them, but I just thought it's a pretty cool gadget that I have. The last addition that I want to show you guys about my desk, and this is probably one of my most important desk items. And actually, I bring this to me everywhere I go. But this is my journal. Yes, I've been journaling, and I just want to admit this will change your life. Like, I'm being honest, this will really change your life. The thing about improving yourself and having good systems and productivity is you need to have a way to evaluate yourself, or to sort of look back and see, am I making any progress? If there's anything that I can change, what can I change? Or if you have a lot of emotions built up from your day, this is a great all-in-one tool to outlet that. So I've been journaling for the past few months now. I actually have a lot of journal entries, and this is such a great tool, especially when I want to outlet my emotions, or if I want to write down my thoughts, because just physically writing your thoughts just makes it so much more better, because it makes it real, right? Everything in your mind, when you're thinking about it, it's not necessarily solidified into a specific thought process, but when you write it down, you tend to look at what you've written down and you're like, oh shit, okay, so this is how I'm feeling. And then you start to ask yourself, what can I do about it? And that's pretty much how I've been using my journal. I would highly recommend one. If you guys are curious, this is Traveler's Notebook from Japan. This is a leather bound cover, and you can put refills as well, so you can keep replacing your refills if they run out. The problem is, this is a little bit expensive, yes, because this is real, genuine cow leather, or leather, I don't know, just it's real leather. So as you can see, it's a bit aged as well. So the more you use it, the more it becomes personal to you, which is why I really like my journal. And I always keep this around with me, especially on my work desk. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's desk tour. This is definitely one of the more different desk tours that I've done, because I don't normally talk or share my personal connection to my desk tour. Usually I just tour my desk and just show you guys the items in it. But this time I really wanted to do something different, because what's a desk tour without showing how I use my desk and pretty much my connections to the desk? One thing that I want to mention is that no matter how aesthetic your desk looks, no matter how nice it looks, it doesn't really matter if you're not doing work with it, or if it's not utilitarian enough. Everything on my desk is something that I would use, but just because I have it set up that way doesn't mean that I'm more productive than anyone else. If anything, this just makes me happy. Like setting up my desk, making it nice and neat, it's just something that brings me general happiness. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're watching to this point, I'm sorry if I haven't posted in a couple weeks, because like I said, I posted on my YouTube community, or if you follow my Instagram, I got my wisdom tooth removed. And recovery actually took a lot longer than I thought. So it took me like about 1 to 2 weeks per tooth. And I had to remove all of them, so I had 3. It was not even painful, surprisingly. It was just very inconvenient to talk with, because it was healing. It was swelling. If you guys need to remove your wisdom tooth, then by all means go for it. Like, I was not even under anesthesia. I was wide awake the whole procedure. They just put local anesthesia, which is fine. You don't need to be under anesthesia for wisdom tooth removal. That's one thing I don't get about America, because I see these operations where they let you go under anesthesia, like they let you fall asleep during the procedure. Like, you don't need that. Like, that's so much more expensive. You just have to anesthetize the local area. You don't need to go under. But I don't know, why am I ranting? Like, this is so out of topic. But yeah, it's healed now, or at least it's healed to me. So yeah, videos are back, baby. Another thing I want to mention is that for the past 3 videos, usually at this point of the video, at the end, when I'm just rambling, I usually tell you guys to comment a certain emoji or to comment a certain something, just to let me know that you've watched to this point. And so many of you commented the emojis, or like the instructions that I gave, signifying that you've watched till the end. And it just made my heart so whole. Like, to see you guys interact, and to see you guys give tips as well, and to really just make this community a very positive one, is just something that I'm so proud of. And I just want to say a huge thank you. So for this video, I want you guys to comment an emoji of a plant. Any plant will do, flower, tree, even the sprout plant, Kai Notebook sprouts. But yeah, I want you guys to comment that down below, and if I see that, it means you've watched all the way till the end and you've watched me ramble about random things. So yeah, I am really tired, and it's actually exam week. It's exam week. I have exams tomorrow, so I should be studying right now, but I am recording this video because time management. I'm not even worried. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to drink your water. Bye. Tree emoji.